We back up in this bitch.
If they wanted to take it outside in the parking lot, the ex-wife and her homegirl would have been well within her right to put a little beat down on the mistress.
Oh my God, I just want to get on this mic and talk to my girl.
And we still got some fucking ninjas out here that don't know no better.
How dare you? You think that it's appropriate to take a woman, a young woman who is still a minor, and put her in front of the congregation to apologize?
Him, he just a ninja. I mean, he was cheating from the door. She said it. He didn't give a shit about nobody but himself.
We might find out some shit tomorrow that we had no idea. So I'm just gonna sit and wait.
Listen, something don't smell right to me, but I'm gonna mind my business. But I'm not, because I want to know what y'all think.
So stop acting like, oh, we're not taking handouts. Bitch, you are a handout. You taking our money.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Three Aunties and a Mic, the podcast about grown folks ish. I am your girl V with the T, and I have with me Weekday with the Everyday Drama and Miss Bookworm with the Read. What's up, ladies?
What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
what's
How
going
y'all
on?
doing? What's going on?
Just
What y'all
doing
been
it.
up to? What you
Not
got
damn
going
thing.
on, Weekday? I see you still repping them Eagles.
She
That's right.
sure is.
Always. I will bleed green, people. I'm a diehard. There's no question. Like I tell people,
Listen,
I bled
the
all the way back in the day. Listen, I this is my team. There's no question.
Were you
Um,
born and raised in Philly,
I ain't gonna talk
Weekday?
too much about the Eagles this week because the
what you say?
49ers lost. The 49ers
Were you?
Yes, they
lost too.
did.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yes, they did. Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna
Yes,
leave
yes.
y'all.
So
I'm gonna leave y'all
shut it
be this
down.
week.
Shut it down. Okay. What were you saying, Miss
I
Bookworm?
said, were you born and raised in Philadelphia?
Yes, I was born and raised in West Philly.
There you go.
Down
Rep
the
your city
bottom,
then.
down the way. That's right. Represent my team all the way. Since a babe, my daddy was a fan, my stepdaddy was a fan, and everybody I ever dated was a fan. So very few. I don't date traders that often. You got to be an Eagles fan. We bleed green up in here. Not much is going on. Listen, I'm just trying to live my best life. I think that not working, normally I would be in a panic, but I'm taking these days. I'm enjoying these days.
Yes.
Listen, I don't know what God has in store for me, but I know tomorrow's um are going to be tomorrow. Today is the day. And what I'm doing today is what's more important than what tomorrow is going to bring. I can't worry about the past because that's already past me. I'm not going to be able to look back, but I got to move forward. Today though, I woke up late. Like for me, it was late. It was like 8:30, and I had like a list. You know how you have a litany of things you gotta do, and I'm trying to make it
Yep.
to the bank by 9 o'clock when they first open. That didn't happen. So you know me, always something happening. Like I was saying before we got on here, I thought that somebody had fell and did a spill. I'm like, be careful. I fell on Saturday. It was not fun, but I'm
Oh
back.
no.
I felt my body feels good. I feel good. I had to nurture myself. This is why you need a home health aide. I almost called on one. No, I don't need a man. I need a home health damn aide. Somebody that understands how to nurse me back together. Not somebody that's going to irritate me, so I'm going to hurt myself some more. No, no, thank you. Anyway, so I'm better. But this morning I woke up, and so
Good.
right before I was rushing to leave my house, I said, "Let me throw on some clothes. I got these errands to run." Here come this heifer. So I don't know if I told you guys about the exterminator, but every 3 months, I have this exterminator come and exterminate. Well, in May when they came, I kept these ants were here, and I kept seeing ants. I was seeing ants upstairs, and most people don't know I live in a tri-level. So can you imagine ants done got to the damn third floor? I'm like, what the hell is
Oh
going
my
on?
God.
So I'm like, okay, there's ants. I'm having problems with my deck. Thank God I got my deck repaired. And so nobody could go out on the deck anyway. It was too dangerous to spray or whatever. So I told the young lady that when she called me in September to say, "Can we schedule an appointment? It's now your next time to come and let's do this." And this heifer has been calling me when I tell you every fucking day, every goddamn day, even Saturdays, right? Monday through Saturday. So today I said, you know what? I'm gonna answer this call because I need to just put this away. So she gets on the phone. Oh, you have to. I said, listen, I really can't. I don't want to do this service anymore. She said, well, we have a 30-day. You have a contract, and you have 30. You have to tell us within 30 days. I said,
Oh.
so I listen. I'm going to honor your contract, but send it to me. See, because what we're not going to do is, I've been having you for almost 5 years now. I've been in this house, so show me the contract. I can't remember for 5 years. Listen, I can't remember 5 minutes ago what I did. Okay, so I'm
How
like, show
about
me the
that?
contract. I ain't seen the contract yet. So she goes on and said, I said, listen. She said, well, you could have called us about the ants. I didn't know I could call you about the ants. I said, girl, I ain't got time for wait for you to come for them ants. And plus, y'all couldn't come out on my deck. Where if everybody like to know, I want to help you out. Your bugs are not just coming from your next door damn neighbor, because I don't have no next door neighbor that's really bringing bugs. They come from the outside.
Oh
Bugs
yeah.
come from outside in your house. So if nobody could go out on my deck to spray, the bugs were still going to do what? Come in, because they were coming really, they was showing mostly on that second floor where my deck is. So she's like, oh, I said, so nobody could go out there anyway. It was too dangerous, and I wasn't going to take that chance. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but I put some ant motels, and finally just sprayed. It got on my nerves. And then my neighbor was like, girl, just go to Home Depot and buy you some spray and spray your own damn house. And I said, yeah, I'm not working. So, and I told the woman, I said, I'm not working anyway. So I said, but I'm going to pay you this last $106 because you're saying I have a contract, and I'm going to keep to my word if that is the truth and pay it. This heifer goes on and on. I said, ma'am, listen, what I'm going to tell you, because see, you're not comprehending me. I'm just going to give you a badass review if we continue this conversation.
And she don't
Yeah.
want that.
No. So she said, I'm going to have somebody call you back. Because see, 2 years ago, they raised the price. Nobody notified me the price was going to be raised. Next thing I know, I saw the bill and I'm like, where does extra $7 come from? Because I don't know about y'all, but I count
I count.
every penny,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
nickel, dime. I told y'all last week at the vet, they gave me my damn $2 back. I don't play them games when it comes to my coins. I mean, I will beat you down about a damn nickel. I don't like people messing with my money. So I was like, and so she said, I said, you didn't tell me then. And then y'all, shoot me off and said, oh, somebody will call you. And nobody ever did. And I kept paying that extra $7. I said, now I'm going to tell you,
Oh.
I'm not working and I can't afford to pay the 106, but I'm going to pay you this time. And then we're done. Oh, somebody's going to call you back. Heifer, if somebody called me back, you called me today. Because I ain't heard from nobody. And that was at 8:45 this damn morning. So
And you
I
need
will,
the appointment. If you're gonna
yeah,
pay the monthly, come
monthly,
out here and do
come
it
out here.
all.
That's right. Spray every orifice that you can find, every little nook and cranny. If I'm gonna pay this $106 for the quarter, because all y'all
I know
do is
Just
that's
to
spray
right.
see.
just enough. You only spray enough so you can come back in the next
Oh,
three
they
months.
always do. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not doing enough. So when I do my math, it's $424 a year. You know what I could do with that damn money? Something else other than getting you to come. Where I went down to Home Depot and brought this $12 spray,
Yeah.
and I sprayed it the other day. And guess what? I ain't seen not no ants, no bugs, nothing coming in my house. Not even a spider.
You
So
better than
I
me. I
sprayed.
throw mothballs.
I sprayed
I
all
got
around the
mothballs and
circumference.
Irish spring soap all
That's
Yeah,
around
it.
I got the
my
Irish
yard.
Spring
They're
I'm a
like, but
outside.
it's not
mothball
good for the
person.
animals. I don't have no animals. No animals should be in my yard. I don't care about the wildlife. I care about
Mm-mm.
I
stuff
put
not
them
coming
out
in my house.
because of the animals.
Mouthball,
I
That's
right?
right.
do.
Mothballs and Irish spring soap. I don't care
That's
about
right.
saving no
Mm-mm.
animals.
No,
The
Nope.
you ain't saving
Mines are
me.
hell?
because of the animals. That's why I put
Yeah,
out the mothballs to keep the cats away. Stop laying
yeah,
in my shit. Stop laying on my furniture. Boom. I put
yeah.
them mothballs out.
Listen, y'all know we out here in the country. We left last night to we snuck out the house to go get us some food we ain't supposed to be eating because we both on diets, but that ain't y'all business. Anyway,
Nope, that's
we got
yours.
we leave out the house and there's an armadillo in the front yard digging a hole.
Whoa.
A
Yep, I
whole
believe it. Mhm.
armadillo?
And they
Yes,
ugly
I
and big.
bet. Yes,
They ugly
this
and
the kind of
wobbly and
shit we
big.
dealing with over here. So
Yeah.
mothballs, Irish spring soap, uh, peppermint spray, anything I can put out in this yard, I put out in this yard.
And you know I sits outside, so I don't play that kind. If can you imagine if I saw a whole armadillo? No,
Uh,
ma'am.
see,
No.
we get,
Mm-mm.
see, we got deer, and so the deer start running. They're blind at night. So, girl, I just pray no deer come and run through my damn you know, my glass, my
Oh
sliding
yeah,
glass,
yeah.
because they've been known to do that. So,
Yeah.
but they would have to tear down my damn fence first to get through. But I mean, that
They
could still
hop that.
happen. Yeah, they'll
Mm-hmm.
hop that fence. Yeah. So, that's my biggest concern in the wintertime. When I go visit my mom, girl, they be running. I'll be like, oh, I gotta watch the dark because I mean you'll tear up your damn car. And right now, didn't I tell y'all
Yep.
I'm not working? I can't afford to buy another damn new car. So we
I
have to
have
just
deer
live this
horns.
life.
You have deer horns on your car? You got to
Put
get
the
Mm-mm.
some
little
deer
things.
horns. They
I
They're
work.
at
no.
AutoZone for $7. My
Yes.
my
I got
son
mine
is
off of
on his
Amazon. I got a
third.
whole pack of them.
They around the corner at
Hmm.
AutoZone, $7, and my son is on his third pair because yeah, he done hit a deer already.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we got them all over, and they're building more homes in our
Mm.
area. So now the deer are really running
Yeah,
out.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
get
Well,
them.
it's
They're
it's
cheap and worth it.
Yeah, and they
yeah, it's
work.
hunting
I've seen a
season.
deer like as I was coming down the road, I could see a deer coming out, and it's like it could hear my horns, and it went the other way.
Okay.
So I think
I'll
they
look for
definitely
that.
work.
Okay.
They do.
Yep. So all right, ladies, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Bookworm, before we do, what you got going on? You good this week? What's going on with you? You got
You know what?
anything?
I'm good this week, but I just want to bring up a quick thing to for our nieces and nephews to look into. But we gonna date ourselves right about now and tell how old we really are. But this week of this recording, this week, so by the time it comes out next week, you will have known and did your research, but it will be the 30-year anniversary of the Million Man March.
Mm.
So
I
I
cannot
think
believe it's been 30
like
years.
I
30
can't either.
years.
I can't
Like,
either.
right? Can you compute that right
Mm.
now? Like, damn.
I was in college, I
So,
think. Yeah, I was in college.
yes.
1995. I was working.
Hmm. I was in college.
October, yep, it'll be October 16th will be 30 years. And this was a march that was called on by Minister Louis Farrakhan. And it
Mhm.
was, to promote African American unity and responsibility and family. And there was a slew of speakers. It took place on the National Mall in DC. It was a Monday.
Mhm.
Men from all over came out and everything. It lasted over 12 hours with all the speeches. Louis Farrakhan was the main speaker. He called for it and he was the main speaker. But also, some notable speakers there were Rosa Parks, who spoke on behalf of her husband, and she urged men to make a positive change. Maya Angelou did a speech called Appeal to Our Brothers. Jesse Jackson did a speech. MLK the Third did a speech of affirmation of our brothers. Cornel West spoke. Benjamin Chavis, he was the director of the march, and he did a speech which was called Call to Purpose. Betty Shabazz, Jeremiah Wright led the prayer for hope. And also, did you know that Dr. Karanga delivered the mission statement, and that is the creator of the Kwanzaa celebration? So, all of that, the Park Services had estimated 400,000, but there were several private studies done, and it was estimated that it was a crowd of between 1.1 million and 2 million. So, the purpose was to address, the issues as unemployment, incarceration, and really the negative portrayal of Black men in the media. So, it was just to encourage men to take more responsibilities for themselves, and it did, spark the discussion on race relations and community involvement amongst, African Americans. And it did increase voter registration as well. So
Well,
that's just
didn't Spike
something
Lee?
nieces and oh, he made he made a
He
movie.
did
There's
the
plenty
movie.
of
Yeah, Get on the
documentaries.
Bus.
Yup.
Yeah. On the whatever it
There's
says.
tons of
Yeah.
documentaries. So nieces and nephews, you could just plug it in, Million Man
Mhm.
March. There's books on
Mhm.
it you can listen to. There's tons of information out there. But we are coming up on the 30th anniversary of that. And
Wow.
I was at the time dating someone who went to the Million Man March, came back and wrote a letter and submitted it to the local, well, the county newspaper, which was very big at that time. You could submit letters and everything, and wrote about how, the media said it was not, not a lot of people. It was underwhelming. It had that negative connotation. And he wrote a very nice piece about how there were more than 1 million men there. And not only that, the feeling that he felt. The only thing I can think that could compare to that is when President Barack Obama won and his inauguration. That is what I can basically compare it to. So, do some research. That's a dope thing to kind of get into. And as we are seeing history repeat itself over and over and over and over. So, and what's interesting, this came on the heels of the OJ verdict.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
it was a little tight back then, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
what a time to be outside, that just that to me is a feel good thing. But I would really like this next generation under us to really look into that and see about it, and learn you something, because it wasn't that long ago. And ask your
Yes.
parents or your grandparents. They can tell you all about it.
Yes. Thanks for that. I didn't know we were coming up on the 30th anniversary. So,
Yep,
wow.
this week. Ain't that
Mhm.
crazy?
Dang. We getting old, y'all. We getting
I know
old.
that's right. I know it.
Time has flown.
Gladly.
But look,
That's all right. That's the
I love
goal.
growing old. That's the whole purpose of life, right? Is to
Mhm.
grow old.
That's
So
the
I'm good with
goal.
that.
It's mine.
So I was this lady was ranting on social media about 50-50, right? So she was saying that she's never getting into another marriage or, serious relationship where they're, combining finances, they're living together, etc., where she's 50-50 anymore. She says she feels like, as a woman who has to work and outside of the home just like the man does, and come in and cook and clean and take care of the children, that she just does not feel it is fair that she has to give up 50% of her income, like that they're splitting the bills, not give up 50%, but splitting the bills 50-50, when she's doing so much more in this relationship. She feels like, as a man, if I'm cooking and cleaning and taking care of these kids, the least you could do is make sure that these bills are paid. So
Hmm.
even if I'm working outside of the home. So my question to y'all for this week
And
is,
she
do you
was
feel like
married. She was
she had
married.
been married? She
Oh,
had been
okay. So
married.
this was her marriage. Okay.
Well, she was divorced, so she had been married. So I think she was
Okay.
divorced, and she was just saying, she was giving advice to nephews, to nieces and stuff, like, yo, like, don't get
Child.
into
Okay.
this kind of situation. So my question to
Okay.
y'all is, do you feel like, when you're married or you're living with a significant other, that it should be 50-50, or do you feel like, because of, you know the traditional roles that women take on, that men should be providing more from a financial standpoint than the woman should? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm going to talk from being single. Um, and I have had
Yes,
people
but
live with
you
me.
but you have lived with a significant other before,
Yes,
right?
I have. And
Yeah,
I've
Yep.
lived with
so
somebody.
okay.
So I'm going to talk from both sides. Um, I agree with her. And I'm going to tell you why. And it's funny we're having this conversation. I was having this conversation with my neighbor. So, I have a neighbor, and me and her were talking about how, these men that are married or whatever, they come and they hit on you and they like, oh, we could do this and another. baby boy, I'm doing this all by myself. I'm one income. You already got two, right? So if I'm handling the load by myself, why do I need you? A 50-50 to me is a roommate, right? Because a roommate pays the 50 of the bill, right? They pay all of their bills. But with a roommate, they're not expecting you to have sex. They're not expecting you to clean a house. They're not expecting you to watch the kids. They're not expecting you to fix meals, wash their clothes, or anything. They're doing all of that themselves. That's 50-50, right? So in retrospect, 50-50 is never going to be even for a woman. She's never going to be really at 50% because we keep thinking about financial, right? And we're not thinking
Right.
about the holistic part of a relationship. A relationship means all of us split it down 50%. Everything that needs to be done. Dishes need to be washed. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I cook, you cook, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we go for what we know, whatever, but it has to be that it's a full thing. 50% doesn't mean that I've worked 8 hours that day or maybe nine. You worked your 8 hours, you come in, you kick off your boots, you get on your side of the bed and lay there, and then you go and snatch me up and think that that's what I want to do when I've worked all day too, put up with people's bullshit, even though I didn't kick off my boots. I done kicked off and took off that bra that's been killing me all day to keep my face together, wipe off that makeup, and now I need my time, my downtime, right? And so that's where I think that I agree with her. Like I said, if somebody came and moved in my house today, first of all, do y'all know I'm handling this load by myself, and I have not been working since May?
Mhm.
So if somebody came today and said, "Babe, I'm coming to move in," I'm going to say, "Let me get the stack of bills and give you this," and say, and you should be the man that says, "Hey, I'm going to let you do this for right now until you can get on your feet and find something to do." And he should be able to pick up that amount, not 50, the full amount of what I've been carrying on my back by myself. So what the fuck do I need somebody else to come in and just do 50 when goddamn it, I could do 100? I'm not trying to belittle any man, you know. I'm not calling all y'all brokies, but I'm saying if real man steps up, it's not about, and I think this is where people keep getting, and I'm totally against this whole, oh, he needs to be the provider. Ladies, y'all keep saying it, but do y'all really understand what a provider does? Because a provider is there to help out and to make sure that the family stays whole. Okay. So if he's providing, what are you doing? And the same for a man. If he's the provider, then he's doing everything. But what is everything? What does that look like? You say it's all about the bills, okay? But maybe that's not really what we're talking about here, because now you still have a job to do if you're at home all day, cleaning, cooking, getting the kids ready, making sure all those things. So there's always going to be a disconnect because you really are not saying that this person's 100% provider because he's paying the bills. We need to start thinking about this wording differently, okay? Because now today we have women that are providing, right? And they are the main
Mhm.
provider, right? And some of them have men living with them, okay? And they are the main provider, and he's sitting at home playing damn video games. But is he still stepping up to do the cooking, the cleaning, take care of the kids? No, he is what we call the hobo that's at your house, okay?
No,
So
she
you need
didn't
to,
call them a hobo. Lord
but
Jesus.
that's where you got to make
But that's
decisions.
where that's what they
And that's my opinion on this. I've had a hobo too, so I know.
Oh, listen, I really, 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 really think in order for this relationship to work, the marriage, the whatever it is, roommate, if it's platonic, whatever, this is a conversation that needs to be had before cohabitation begins. I mean, literally, even if you guys are
Amen.
getting
That
married,
part.
it's still a conversation that needs to be had and might need to be had with an outside person. I just believe that what works for you guys based on the income of each other, I think that will work. However, I'm very, very old school and spoiled. So therefore, I need a no, but I mean, that's what I grew up seeing. So that's just it. I saw the providing, and then I saw my mother or my grandmother. I just saw dinner being put on the table after the man came home from work. That's what I saw. That's what I grew up. Generations that I'm the third generation of women here in the States. So I'm just like that. That's just how. Now I do not fix my man a plate. I cook. Y'all eat when y'all eat. If you don't like what was cooked, oh well, hell, I don't know what to do. But I also married a person who has picked up whatever slack whenever I couldn't, and vice versa.
Okay.
So he cooks, he cleans, he cleans a little better than I do, if you want to be honest. And so um, as far as the in-house chores, I think that stuff should be, figure that out. Figure that out because my husband still loads and unloads the dishwasher, and I still throw things in the laundry or whatever. It's just get in where you fit in, but have this conversation. Now, as far as the bills are concerned, I am a big proponent of having your own separate accounts, but I also got married a little later than most. So, my husband and I came from two different homes, we had our own responsibilities, and then we were coming together and purchased a home, and now we need to figure. So that was a conversation we had. So I honestly believe that in this conversation, who can afford what, and if one of us loses our job, we need to have something in place as a savings. We need to have something in place where if something happened where uh a job was lost, or you're unemployed, or you get sick or whatever, you have to be in the right mindset, and to know that your partner, you can continue your lifestyle in a just in case. So it's more to that than just 50-50. Okay, so if it's 50-50, I need to make sure that if I'm stumbling and fumbling on that 50, that you can jump in and handle that. So it's, a lot of it, I just think what worked for my husband and I was the fact that he took on the responsibility that his salary, well, let me say this. I took on what my salary could handle, and that wasn't much. So thinking, you got this, you got the rest. So but you really need to have this conversation, and I could see how this woman stating that left a bad taste in her mouth, because she probably got stuck with, her credit might have been good, now it's all jacked up. And that's another thing. Know what your partner's strengths and weaknesses are. I just knew that I could step in and handle child rearing and all of that chaos that comes with the maternal and all of that. I got that. I got it. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't even get, and if I wasn't around or available, I left detailed. I left everything where you did not have to figure it out. You know what I mean? So that's another thing you have to take into consideration. If you are expecting me to pay the big bills and not have these lights cut off, I really strongly suggest you don't do that, because I wait until the last minute, and then I fumble the bag a little bit. So I suggest anything of importance needs to be taken care of a more responsible person, and that leave me, to take care of the children, because, that's about all I can
Yeah.
handle at this stage. So it's a conversation. And I honestly think it's a case by case, relationship by
Yes.
relationship. I'm not pooling my money with anybody. I'm just there is that you want to have a house fund, I'll contribute that, but I'm going to have all this over here and it ain't none of your business. You'll know about everything when I'm gone, when I'm long gone.
Yeah, I definitely do agree that it is a case by case scenario. I think sometimes, how do I say this? I feel like when I hear stories like this young lady's, right, where she is telling everybody to, hey, like, it does never need to be 50-50. I believe that's her story. I think
Right.
that um this is what I believe, right? Now I got married very, very young.
Right.
So, I've been married probably as long as the Million Man March happened. uh, so, we
OJ
was
was
young.
on trial. OJ was on trial.
So, when you get married at that age, right?
Yep.
I'm not gonna approach it the same way Miss Bookworm
That's
did,
right.
right? Because we over
Correct.
here trying to survive. So we gonna pool all our money together and hope we
Yeah.
come out on
Yep.
top, right? Like hope that we got enough to pay all these damn bills. So, but what I've always enjoyed, and the other thing is, depending on what career path you take,
Yeah.
in this day and age, sometimes a woman might make more than a man, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
What I feel like is when we hit a roadblock, when some shit hits the fan, I believe that the man is the head of that household needs to step up and do whatever needs to be done, whether he making more or less than her, whatever he got going on, whether we pooling all our money together, whether we 50-50, 80-20, whatever.
We getting
At the
two
end of the
jobs
day,
together. We doing
at
it
the end of
all.
the day,
Exactly.
if something hits the fan, my expectation is that you gonna step up and make sure that this family's taken care of. Point
That's right.
blank, period. If you got to
Yeah.
work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever you got to do whatever needs to be done to make sure we keep this roof over our head and these lights on. Period. And I feel like it is a case by case because depending on when you're married in life, but depending on when
Yep.
you get, when you decide to move in with somebody, whatever stage you are in your life will determine how you pool or don't pool your money, right? Now,
Yes.
I will say that even though we got married very young, my mama always raised me to keep a stash. So from the beginning of time, even getting married at 22 years of age, I had my own bank account. Now I
You
ain't have a
had
whole
money.
lot in it because, we was young and we were trying to figure things out. But I've always had my own stash. I've always had, she calls it your mad money. If you got to
You're
get up
mad
in the middle
money.
of the
Yep.
night and run out
Hmm.
because this Negro beating you upside the head, or you just don't want to be in this situation no more,
You
whatever, you
mad
need to
enough to
have that.
jet. That's
Yes,
it.
you need to have that money to set aside. And I always believe that. So I tried not to mess with it too much. Um, but as far as 50-50, I feel like sometimes you got to look at the people that you're choosing, nieces and nephews,
That
because
day.
Mm-hmm.
yes, there are going to be some strengths and weaknesses. I'm not going to let my husband, him raising them kids, just would have been a disservice to my children that I'd have carried in my womb for 9 months. I wasn't about to do that to my babies, okay? But he just literally, I cooked, he cleaned the kitchen. That is a decision that we made going into this relationship. So when you talk about finances, that's just a part of it. Like, why am I, because I'm the female and I'm out here working
Right.
just as hard as you are? Why do I have to come home, cook, clean, take care of the kids, give it like, yeah, I'm gonna take care of the children to a point, but you can give them a bath. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? You can clean these dishes.
You
Like
change some diapers.
you can change some diapers. You can wash some loads of clothes for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
like you need to. I think it's important to discuss who's responsible for what before you go moving in with somebody. Understanding
Amen.
how the money gonna flow before you go moving in with somebody. And to Miss Bookworm's point, if I'm not pooling my money with you, don't ask me about what the hell is in my bank account. It ain't none of
Nope.
your goddamn business.
Nope.
That's We decided that this is what was going to get paid. This is who's going to pay this. What I got going over here is my business. Period.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
And
I
as
mean,
far
that's
as he's concerned, I'm broke. I'm always broke. I'm always going to be broke. I came broke. I am broke. Broke, broke, brokety broke. So
listen.
don't expect nothing to come from me over here.
What you say? No expectations.
Nah,
No,
listen. I remember one
no.
time. I remember one time the engine failed in my vehicle. Here go my husband. So I know you got that stash, but I guess that ain't nothing that's gonna help with. No, it's not. You need to figure out how you gonna get my engine working because you
That's
not
right.
touching my stash that
That's
you're
right.
not supposed to know nothing about. I don't know what you're
That's right.
talking about. What stash? I ain't got no
That's fast.
stash.
And every woman should
So
have a stash. I mean, I see so
Everyone.
many. I see so many women say, "Oh my God, he left me. I don't know what to do." Girl, you should have been putting back
and
for a rainy day.
And you need to know what the hell is going on. If you
That's
are
right.
a stay at home mama, if you are depending 100% on some man to take care of your bills, first of all, don't sign your name to shit you ain't understanding. And number two,
Mm-mm,
always know where he keeping that money. What's the name of the bank account? Am I a joint contributor to
that's
this
right.
bank account? You do not give somebody that much power over you. You need to know what's
Mm-mm,
going on because what happens is these people pass away. God rest their soul. They
And you
leave
are
you.
lost. You are lost. Some people don't even know where to start.
dark.
They
They
don't
find out the
know
man in debt.
no
You
Mm-hmm.
right.
he didn't die on you. Y'all you got a debt ceiling up to here. You his wife. It don't matter that you didn't know. The law say you his wife. So this debt's now your
That's right.
debt.
Yeah.
So
Child,
y'all got
I
to
don't
know
even
your
want to pay.
business.
I don't even want to pay for blood. I volunteered to give. You know damn good and well. Don't stop. Y'all better dig that man
Listen,
up and go find that shit from him because he ain't getting nothing from here. I was broke when I was with him and I'm broke now to eat long corn. Get out my face. Shit. Get out my
listen.
face.
So if anything we can say, one, y'all need to have conversations before y'all move somebody in, whether
Mm-hmm.
they your husband
Please,
or your
please
boyfriend. Have some
make a
conversations.
list.
Yes.
Yes.
And write some shit out. Have some people sign off on
Yes.
some stuff. Okay.
No,
And
seriously. Yep.
That's right.
and understand what you gonna do. Like this is your responsibility. This is my responsibility. And if shit hits the fan, I that's when I get traditional. As the man, I'm gonna need you to step up. Point blank. Period. If you can't step up, what the hell are you here for?
Yeah.
My job is to bear the children if we gonna have some kids. You can't do that. I'm the only one that can carry these kids to term. You the only one when it comes to shit hit the fan, I'm expecting you to step up and do what you got to do as the man of this house.
I'm telling you,
I
life is
fully agree.
hard.
I just feel like this, that when I fall short, you need to fucking step up. And I mean, if you're not going to step up, what's the sense? We're at a loss here, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I do start off with that conversation first. Like, if I fall short, can you step up? Can you pick up these bills? I didn't say pay my car note. Okay, that's a nicety, but I'm talking about these bills, these house bills coming in, the food bill, the gas and electric to keep us running. If you can't do all of that with your one income, then
And it
take
ain't
your
got to be
broke
with
ass
your
and go somewhere
one.
else.
It don't even have to be with your one income. I just need to know that you have it in you that if shit hits the fan, you can go out there and work two, three jobs if you need to. If your income ain't gonna
That's
cover
right.
it all, like
Yeah,
if we've been combining our two incomes to afford the lifestyle we live in, that's cool. But I'm gonna need you to make sure that the basics are covered by any means necessary.
I agree.
I ain't gonna ask no questions. I
Yeah,
just
I
expect it to
agree.
be done. And that's just how I feel. Like
I'll
if
go
I
get
gotta
a second job too, y'all. I will go get a second job.
if I it depends.
Mm,
It
I
depends
will.
mm.
I
because
will.
when I
I
was
have.
yeah, I would go get a second job, but if I got two kids under two and I'm over here pulling my hair out, yeah, I'm gonna need you to step up, sir. I'm not
I
gonna be able to help
did.
you with this one. But now if they older, and
Yeah.
I ain't got as much on my plate, then yeah, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But you better be working 5 times harder than me. I'm sorry. Y'all talk about women not being in their
Yeah.
masculinity. That's is when this
Yeah.
is comes to play.
Yeah.
Like I need you to hold me down. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
be out here working a second job and your ass sitting over
Mm-mm.
here on the bed chilling, watching
That's right.
sports. No, I'm
Oh no,
sorry. If I got a
my
second job,
two
you got three.
incomes couldn't come close to his one. Believe you
Yeah.
me.
Listen, but my
But
point is, if I'm working two jobs,
well,
you
yeah,
need to be
yeah.
working three.
Let
Like,
me tell
I'm
you something. I'm
sorry.
not. I'm
Oh,
telling
I
you.
will
I'm
work
about.
two jobs. We gonna both work two
No.
jobs,
I'm not.
honey.
I'm
Yup.
gonna tell you the truth.
No,
The
I
I
bottom
will
line
work
will.
for
two
me.
jobs. I'm
I
not
No,
saying
I'm
I
will.
not.
won't work two jobs. I'm saying I
I will
will
work
work two
two
jobs.
jobs if I'm taking care of me. I am not working two damn jobs. If you come in here and we doing it together, you better get your ass out there and work another job. That's how I really
Yes, the
seriously feel
both
about
of
it.
us. But the both of
No,
us
no,
would
no, no,
work.
no. The both
Yes.
of us. No, I'm not
Oh
working another damn
my God.
job. No,
Oh,
I'm
I
not. No,
would.
let me be real clear. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
I
already
would.
putting up with bullshit every day. I'm not working another job. You
I
better go
did.
ahead and find you another damn job to make this all happen. Now, if I'm still working a regular job, most of the time, the people I've dated, I'm just gonna be honest with you, I make more money than they do. So
Right. Yeah.
now you're gonna ask me with my salary to go in and say, okay, now, babe, listen, we got to get some more income in. I'm gonna be like, we shit, I ain't
I'm
French.
doing my
You better
part.
find. I'm doing my part. You better
Let me
find you
tell
some
y'all
money.
something. Do
No,
y'all know how many jobs I will work to keep my beach house? Do y'all know how many? All right then. Because before that man tell me we gotta sell that beach house, damn it, what we need to do? What mama gotta get on the pole? What? So I got a little more, to fight for around
yeah,
these here
yeah, yeah,
parts.
yeah. You might, but nah. Listen,
I'm telling you.
I
That's
feel like
hilarious.
I put it in every day. I just feel like, like I said, most of the guys I've ever dated. I mean, not to
Yeah,
belittle
your
any.
income
Uh,
would, yeah,
my income was making. It makes quite a bit of
yeah.
money. Some guys I've dated, I made three times as much money as they did.
Right,
So
right.
I'm sorry, I'm not picking up another goddamn job. Are you kidding me? I
No,
mean,
not with that
uh,
income
no, sir. You better go out there and figure it out.
now.
Listen, you need to figure out how to pay the mortgage. I don't know what to tell you. You better figure it out.
Woohoo.
If you tired when you get home and you taking them boots off, I'll run you a hot bath and say, babe, you tired? But you better figure the fuck out. Nah. I know I'm
Yeah,
not.
no, I
No, I'm
mean,
just gonna be
I think
honest.
we I think we all kind of have a different opinion on
Yeah.
this topic, but I think
Yes,
at
I
the
do.
end of the day we all three
We
of us
all
agree
agree.
that those
Yeah.
that
Oh
these should be
yeah,
conversations
Yeah.
that are
that's
had
Exactly.
prior to moving in with someone.
Yep.
Whether it's your spouse, especially if you're
Hmm.
about to marry somebody, you need to listen. I
Yeah.
went to
ain't
marriage
that the
counseling before
truth?
I got married.
Yes,
We
I did
I
too.
sat through several sessions and learned some shit that made me say, "Do I really want to do
Yeah,
this?"
that's right. Make you question.
Oh,
Make you
I
question.
did,
Like I had to question, like
and he
we
did
gonna have to
too.
have a conversation after
He
You
we.
did
did
too.
too.
He did too. I think he
I am
did a lot more than I did.
You did a lot more evaluating.
Wait, he did a lot more
listen.
evaluating. He was
Mine
like,
knew I
"Damn it,
was
man."
trifling before we signed up for the first marriage counseling session. Okay, he knew what he was walking into, so he could got in front of that counselor and showed his ass if he want to. Nigga, you knew I was trifling when you met me. Okay, don't
You
Mm.
say, don't turn on
listen.
me now.
When we was in college, I would literally this man would wash my clothes. I told him I didn't know how to iron. I would bring down my clothes for the week. He would iron my clothes for the week.
Oh
He didn't
Lord.
know I didn't know how to iron until
Wow.
our first argument as a married couple, and I was in there ironing the hell out of my work clothes because I ain't want
Oh my
Oh
God.
God.
See?
You were faking it till you
so
make
he
it.
knew I was trifling when he met me. So I wish he would have
He
got up
knew
in
you
that
wasn't
therapist's
shit.
office. Yeah.
He knew
And,
you
and,
were
and,
shit.
and and
Yeah.
acting brand new. I was the one over there contemplating stuff like, wait, you think what now? Like,
Yeah.
Ooh.
mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, so anywho,
Yeah.
let's get into this V with the T. Um, I'ma just say three. I'm gonna say two
Mm.
words and an initial, and then I'm gonna just let weekday rip.
You don't even have to do
Stephen
the initials. Say
A.
ass.
Smith.
Yeah. The
Listen,
the
and those
asshole.
are his initials, right? ASS. Stephen A. Smith.
Listen. I really like what's his last name? Ohani is her Serena's husband's last name.
I think
The
so.
read
Yeah.
the read he
Mr.
gave that
Alexis.
ass. He gave that ass. He said what he told you if you didn't understand, stay in your fucking lane. He said, I tell millionaires how to become millionaires. That's what advice I give because I'm a millionaire, so I give that advice to other millionaires. That was his
Yep.
point. He dropped the mic on that one. Stephen, and it's surprising because Stephen A. Smith has sisters. I think
Yes.
quite a few
Yeah.
sisters.
And
Yep.
a
And
daughter.
for and a daughter, and for
Yep.
this kind of narrative constantly against women. But I start thinking, this is the black man's fame right now, right? Talk about the black woman, dog her out. That's what everybody's standing up saying this, that. Now we see this in all different podcasts. Everybody's downing the black woman because guess what? That's making them what? More people coming to them. More people are giving their input. More people are saying what they want to say. Black women, we ain't got time to trash their asses because they're already trash. We already know this. We're dealing with something so bigger than them. This is why the statement I just made a while ago. No, the fuck, I will not be getting a second job. Most of the time, I make more money than y'all motherfuckers. I'm not trying to be smart. I probably make more money than y'all motherfuckers, and I ain't working. Okay, so my point in saying this is that put some respect, but you don't have any. And so we've accepted that, right? At this point, I stopped caring about what y'all think. Listen, nothing y'all could say or do is gonna move this mountain. Like he was talking about Jasmine, and I thought, God, you go after every black woman. But that's the new thing, right? Is to go after these black women. He went after Michelle Obama. He went after Kamala. He goes after black women, mainly black women. What? Empower,
Mm-hmm.
empower. So when I think about it, you know, either the bottom line is you're so insecure about your masculinity, mm, right? When we do pee wee football, you get what I'm saying, right? You can't stand up, right? You can't match up. Pee wee football is for who? Kids, right? And so when we start talking about you swinging, what you swinging? You ain't got nothing to swing. These women, you don't even have a good bat to swing. You're still in pee wee, right? You're still doing what they call wiffle ball. Yeah, that's where you at, buddy. If you
T-ball.
don't get what I T-ball, you get what I'm saying to you. You're not at the level of these women, right? You want to be there. Let's move away from the money. Let's talk about what you really, really are craving. It's the power. Most black men
That's it.
don't have the power that we have. They don't have the power. They don't have the energy to get the power. So they spend so much time demeaning us because they can't handle the power. We're not talking about money. You might make more money or you might make less money than these women. But the power is what y'all crave. And then when they stand up and say, these black women said blah, 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 and they're at a pinnacle of power, you men, black men cannot handle that. You will never, and guess what? You can't never match up to that because as much as y'all are thriving to get all of this power, you're never going to get it.
I
They're
do
never
want
going
to
to
just
see you at
I
that
do
level.
want to just say something though, because I don't think it's I always say this. I always jump in on this. I don't think it's all black men. I think it's some black men. I think it's also some white men, and some black women and some white women. But Steven Jackson and what's his name? Plies. How you say his name? Plies.
Plies or
Yes,
Styles
yes.
P?
Plies.
Plies.
No, not Styles
Okay.
Pause,
P. Yeah.
lies,
Okay.
lies,
Yes.
Plies.
please.
And
Both
Willie
of
D
them
also.
yeah, both of them have stepped up and got into Stephen A. Smith's ass about how he is communicating about Jasmine Crockett. So I want to just point that out because it's not all black men that sit around and just dog black women. There are a lot of black men, I feel like, that are stepping up for us, that are standing in that gap, and they need to be, you know, they need to be shouted out just as much as we
And I
shouting out the
understand what
black
you're
men that
saying,
don't. So I just wanted to put that
but
out there
I
because
think
I,
that
you
what
know,
I know,
Stephen A. Smith to me is just a, Uncle Tom, in my opinion. I think he
yeah,
talks about anybody that's black, whether they female or male, but he does tend to do a lot when it comes to females. Um, and I feel like when it comes to these white folks, like Serena's husband, he has a demeanor that definitely changed when he was checked. And I don't understand, first of all, why he's always got some shit to say about something that ain't got nothing to do with sports. Like, stay in your lane. You are a sports caster. Like, why are you talking about politics? Why are you talking about, I understand Serena and the Super Bowl, but why are you always talking about shit that ain't got nothing to do with what you being paid to do, sir? Like, I don't get it. And
what I tell you, mind the business that pays you.
you ain't,
Mm-hmm.
and has he ever even played a sport? Like,
No,
be
he's not.
thankful you got the
Well,
job you
no, he
got and
played.
focus
I
on
think
that.
I I think he played in college. I think he played basketball in college, but
Yeah.
that's about it. That was it. But my point is, I know because you want to say that, and I'm glad that you're saying that. Yeah, some black men step up, but not enough. My point, and I'm going to keep saying it. My point is not enough step up. And we see people in the midst of this kiki and laughing and finding shit funny that every time that they go after and attach black women. And I'm not trying to attack black men because that's not what we as black women supposed to do, but fuck them at times because we take the brunt of their nonsense and we take it too often. And guess what? You will never be able to sit at the tables we sit at until y'all take off that nonsense and take off those masks and trying to get people to like you, to get the likes and get people to follow you and argue back and forth. I don't get on any of those podcasts or commentaries to give my comments to the ignorance of black men. Those black men, let me be clear, because I feel like what's the sense? That's what they're trying to get. They're trying to feed a narrative that they know is not really a narrative. Stop, first of all, stop being in your girl phase. Because right now you keep talking about us as our masculine. Stop being your feminine phase. Stop putting on that robe with the fluffy feathers on and with your slippers on and
Yeah.
constantly coming after us because this is what women do, right? We are catty. We go back and forth and talk about each other, talk about how they dress, how what we wear, what they look like, what they say, who they do. Y'all spend so much time doing that that I'm kind of questioning your masculinity. I think that y'all yearn for the power of being a woman. And I'm not just saying black men, but we see it more from them than anyone else. Let's be in our black and as black women, we see it more from them than anybody else. There are white men out there that are doing the same thing. But black men, when we're such a minority, y'all come after us so hard. So I'm kind of questioning, are we hurting your little feminine side? Are we too powerful for you? Are we not? Are we sitting at tables that you really crave to be at, but they won't invite you? If that's the sense of what I feel is going on, I'm sad for you because guess what? We both should be making our tables together, so we don't have to sit at other people's table. And at that point, we no longer the Aunt Jemima that's serving people and got our scarves on and sitting down there and trying to make sure master eats because we eat well. So stand up, black men, and understand that. That's my commentary.
Well, I'm going to say this. I will add to this before I take it back. Okay. Stephen A. Smith is showing his little small dick energy. He's on small dick energy. That's number one. He also craves white power. He has been in spaces of GMs, owners of teams, billionaires, uh, TV executives. He's been in this game a long time. I, of course, I have his book. Why not? But I have been following him in the sports sector for a very long time. Highly regarded sports journalist. That's how he became. He was a journalist right here in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Mm-hmm.
Lived right over here in Jersey, in the same county that I live in.
Mm-hmm.
Before getting to ESPN. So there was he's been in this business for a long time. I respect his opinion on sports only. I love him when he was doing the whole sports thing, when it was really, really, I mean, I'm talking about pre-pandemic and all of this. Well, now all of a sudden, and I'm going to tell you where I think this might have happened. He crossed over, liked it there, and stayed there once the Colin Kaepernick thing happened. That was, to me, his entry point into being what he thinks he is being, which is a political pundit. But when we say stay in your lane is a sports journalist, a sports commentator. You have really, really made a career for yourself in doing that. Like I said, I read his book, childhood, everything. I kind of know why he acts the way he acts. He was bullied within his own family. So now he comes out and now he has a platform. And that is where I start to disconnect from him. You have a very large platform due to being a sports commentator, due to this career path you have chosen and has carved out very well for you, getting paid nicely. Contracts are really nice. However, you've been in spaces and you want to continue to grow in those spaces. And now you're starting to develop ideas and thoughts in being in them spaces. You have picked up on the ways of what you want to be. And as Miss Weekday says, you want to be a Black woman. I'll take it one step further. I think you're intimidated by Black female empower
Yep.
intellect. You and this comes from a percentage of men that the percentage shouldn't be that high. Let me word it that way. But too many Black men not only are intimidated, but they see a smart intellectual woman as the enemy, and then will entail turn to this white power of men and want to be more like them. Well, they hate us anyway, so of course you're going to it's almost like he's intimidated by Black women, and if he wants to be this white man, he's not going to like us anyway. So we're a double whammy to Stephen A. Smith. We really are. And I don't
Mhm.
like the way he has used his platform to speak on things that I think are incorrect. Now, I have seen him plenty of times because he is good friends with Chris Cuomo. And Chris Cuomo is now on News Nation. And that is a station that my husband and I watch frequently at night, and uh, specifically the Chris Cuomo show before we go and watch Abby Phillips. Chris has him on a lot. And I'm disappointed in that because why are you keep calling him back to discuss things that aren't a sports topic? If something is going on and another Colin Kaepernick event happens, or the Bad Bunny Super Bowl discussion, bring him on for that because that's in his field and he's a journalist and then he can have his commentary on that. But for him to be speaking when we're going through what we're going through, but does he really know and is seeing what we're going through from the eyes of a black man? And I don't think so because he's too caught up and wants to be in that white male sector. That, and like I told you, that patriarchy, that white power, that's what he's craving. Oh, smart dick energy, asshole. See, he pisses me off. He really, and the reason I'm pissed off is because I really held him in high regards as a sports journalist and as a sports I used to read his my husband used to always bring home the Philadelphia newspapers. I used to
Paper,
read the columns.
Daily
I
News.
think he's damn good at what he does when it comes to the arena of sports. Leave the political pundit, all of that to those who went to school, took up all civics and political science. Let those who know what they're doing and know what they're talking about speak for us because we don't need you to. I want you to report on the WNBA. Go get an interview with Asia. Go
Mhm.
get, go interview the Las Vegas Aces. If you would spend more time highlighting some of those black women and someone like Dawn Staley, go interview and give Dawn Staley her props. Go give, I mean, we just finished a whole season of WNBA.
Mhm.
Go for it. Why aren't I hearing
Shout out
you
to
on
Asia.
your that
Yes. Shout out
Shout
to
out to
Asia.
Asia.
Yeah. Threw up
Wilson is
that
her last name,
point.
right?
She threw
Is it
up
is
that.
Asia
Yeah.
Wilson?
Asia
Yes, it
Wilson,
is
yes.
Wilson. She threw up that
And
ball, and it was over, baby.
why isn't he talking about us? Like, build us up. There's a whole. As a sports commentator, you should be bringing more eyes to the WNBA. They're getting ready to pick up what 5 more teams by by 2030. Why
30.
can't he
Mm-hmm.
speak on that? Why can't he speak on the progressions of the black female? And why do you have to talk about Serena dancing to a song that's against her ex-boyfriend? Where are you in high school, Stephen A. Smith? And sometimes I think that when you get to a place of your own self validation, you tend to go back to those places that you got bullied and that you were, and now you want to come out and be that person. And that's what he's showing his ass. He's showing his ignorance, like Michael Evans used to say.
His ignorance. I mean, I agree with both of you ladies. I'm not going to really add much to this discussion because I think you both have, spoken well about. I agree with everything y'all say. Stephen A. Smith. I don't understand why he doesn't learn how to mind his business and stay on topic. Yeah, Serena was dancing in a Super Bowl halftime show, which is a sports event. But you did not need to talk about her marriage. You did not need to talk about what you wouldn't do if that was your wife and she can go. Like all of that was
And you ain't
unnecessary.
even married. You can't. Let's discuss why you can't keep a wife
Right.
before you start talking about someone else's.
Right. Like that had like what was the purpose of that? And this whole Jasmine Crockett and the I mean, like, why are you going off on a tangent about Jasmine Crockett? Like, what does that have to do with sports? Like, I don't
Nothing.
even understand why your name and her name are even in the same sentence. Make it
Why
make
are
sense.
you even talking about her in a negative light? Like,
At
Right.
dude.
all. But why is he talking about her at all? That's
Is
what I'm
is he
saying.
And
This
if
is
you
does he
this.
are,
live in the
pump
state? Does
her
he
up.
live right? Does he
No.
live in the state of Texas?
She's not
No,
even
Like,
she's
I
not
don't
even his
understand
representative.
why
not
it
constituent. He
matters
wasn't even
what she
constituent.
is. Right. What she does and what she doesn't do. I don't even understand why it has anything to do with you on a if you want to talk to your boys about this off camera, that's different.
Yeah,
But why are you talking about this in your
because I'm telling
position?
you,
because
It
he
makes no
wants us
sense
to
to
talk
me.
about him. He wants us to talk about him.
He
He
does.
wants to be this household name, and not only known for sports, he wants to branch out. He wants to be, why? Because you're not
He
good
has a
at it.
recurring role on General Hospital that y'all know.
yeah,
Y'all,
he does.
anybody that doesn't
Yeah.
know knows that is my. I watch General Hospital faithfully every evening when I get off of this recording this podcast. That's the first thing I'm going to go do while I eat some popcorn. But anyway, he has a recurring role on General Hospital, and even the
Okay.
role that he is on General Hospital irks me because I'm like,
Ah,
dude, like, what are you doing? But anywho, we gonna keep on
That's
moving.
yeah, that
So
feminine energy. Mm-mm.
that feminine, that feminine energy.
Yeah, he can come
So
in. We can do each other's nails, baby. Okay.
I wanted to talk about Wendy and her husband from Real Housewives of Potomac, but we are probably getting close to being like a
Yeah.
long podcast. So I'm going to save that for next week. But I do want to talk about that because I think there's a lesson to be learned in that, for our nieces and nephews. But before we move on to our dirty laundry, I do just want to shout out D'Angelo. I'm not
yes,
sure if
rest
y'all
in
heard about
power.
his passing.
Hmm.
He was, he passed away from cancer. Sounds like he decided to privately, go through that journey, which to me,
Yeah.
listen, just because you are famous does not mean that we got to be all up in your business,
Mm-mm.
and you do whatever
That's the
best is
truth.
best for you and your family. But my condolences to his family, to his
Mm-mm.
children, to his son that, has lost now his mother and his father.
His father. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Within a
so
7 month period.
Yeah.
yes, yes, and I mean, he
It's
had just
sad.
recently said that she was the love of his life. So,
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. But so I'm gonna watch my General Hospital, and then I'm gonna fall asleep listening to a little D'Angelo tonight. But anywho, let's get into
Before you get
the
off of
dirty
that for
lunch.
1 second, I
Mm-hmm.
just want to say, black men, we keep telling y'all, watch your health. Y'all are not paying attention to your health. Black men, because I'm not saying black women are a little bit better about handling our health and watching for our health. But black men, y'all need to watch for your health. I'm not saying that he could stop this pancreatic. I think he had pancreatic
He
cancer,
did.
but
Hmm.
I'm saying he was 51. He was a young man. Black men, watch your health. Y'all be pay more attention. Stop look for signs because they're out there to
Get your
tell you that something's
screenings,
showing this.
get
Yep,
your annual blood work. You
that's right.
know, if you
Check
got
your
high blood
prostates.
pressure, if you got
Yeah.
high
Yep.
cholesterol, do whatever
Mhm.
that doctor is telling you to do,
Yeah.
and those
Mhm.
dietitians are telling you to do to get those
Yeah.
numbers down. Men that are out there snoring every night, go get
Yeah.
Mm.
tested for sleep
That's right. You
apnea.
might sleep
It can
apnea.
save
Mhm.
your life.
That's
Okay,
right.
I know someone that recently had a heart attack
Mm.
because of their sleep apnea. Your heart is working
Ooh.
overtime every single
Yeah.
night
Yep. It does.
to keep you
Yep.
alive. That is why you're snoring. You are
Yep.
literally like your heart is like stopping and starting all night long.
That's that. Yep.
So,
That's what it
just
is. Yep.
get your numbers checked. Make sure you know what you got going on. And that's not just for men, that's for women too. But I
Me
definitely
too.
agree with weekday. Men, it's like they don't want to go and go get your
Mm.
teeth cleaned. Do you know the amount of shit that happens to you for just from your mouth? They can reach
Yep.
the rest of your body. Like, listen, don't
It
nobody want
affects
no
your
your
heart.
mouth.
No, but
I
it
told
affects
my
your heart.
husband. I told it does affect your
Yeah,
heart,
it
and I
does.
said,
It
It
listen,
does.
does.
it does. And I told my
It
husband, I
does.
said, and I've told him this since the day we were married. I got one non-negotiable. If your teeth all your teeth fall out, I'm
Girl,
leaving your ass because there's no
I
reason for
mean,
your teeth to be falling out unless
mm-mm.
you got a medical reason. But because you
Yeah,
Yep.
just
yeah.
choosing not to go to the dentist and get your
Dennis.
mouth teeth cleaned every 6 months, come on, and you got insurance, do better, men.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
all.
I
All right.
agree. All right, let's go.
Okay. So I called this letter "Get Help Immediately." Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So get ready, you ladies. People helping. Aunties, I want to start out with I know better, but I cannot help myself. I knew that was going downhill from the beginning.
I'm telling you.
I'm 37-year-old female. I've been dealing with my baby daddy on and off for 10 years. We have two kids together, 8-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter. We both have had separate relationships during this time, but we find ourselves getting back together every time. Except now, he has told me, what did she say? He has told me he has met someone that is his soulmate. He has been dating her for 6 months and is now talking marriage. I was shocked. I thought he would keep getting back together. I thought we would keep getting back together and he would realize I was the one. He has even introduced her to our kids. Well, I've been inviting him over and he has been declining. He said he is only coming to pick up the kids. So I decided when he came to pick up the kids, I would have a robe on with nothing under it.
Lady.
He showed
Oh,
up with the chick. She and I had words, and then I said that I was pregnant. He looked at
are
me in
you?
shock, and she was upset. Now, I thought she was mad enough to break up with him, but she said I need to take a pregnancy test and they would wait until the baby is born for him to know if he is the father. I'm thinking about getting pregnant by someone else to keep him from being with her. What should I do? I do not know how to let this man go. Get the fuck help, bitch. You crazy.
That's it.
You
See,
got you out
listen,
your
I'm not
fucking
answering
mind.
this. I'm not answering this letter just so we can be clear. Y'all can just skip over me. I'm not answering this stupid ass letter. I didn't told you when you come across a letter like this, you need to just trash that shit.
Dump it.
Some
Dump
laundry
it.
is some laundry you can't get the stains out of, Weekday. I'm not answering this shit. I refuse. I refuse.
She's 37 years old and she's
30
acting
fucking
like
7.
this.
30 fucking
37.
7.
37. 37.
37.
And you've been with this man since you were 27,
27.
which you're already should have been mature enough to see whatever. I don't
Signs.
even know what's the problem.
Who
Wait,
I
lying
can
what
see
on
the
was
their
the
sign.
uterus at 30 fucking 7? I,
7.
I can't. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I think I'm the reason why I read the letter because I think it was something essential that I do need to say that we need to answer. And the question really comes in. She said that she thought we would keep getting back together and he would realize I was the one. That was the part I was gonna answer because, girl, 10 years ago you weren't the one. 8 years ago, when your son's 8, you weren't the one. 6 years ago, you weren't the one. You had two kids by this man who has let you know. Mainly when you said both of y'all were dating. So to me, that's translation. You were dating. You weren't dating for permanency. You were dating just because he was dating, and you thought, okay, maybe he'll get jealous about the fact that I'm dating somebody else.
and then what? Marry
Reality
you?
is that yeah, I mean, that's what you thought. Let me tell you, reality is that this happens to lots of women, where you spend all your time and put all your eggs in that one damn basket, and that man 6 months later finds somebody that he's only dated for 6 months and said she was the damn soulmate.
Okay.
You need to go get some help. That's all I'm going to
Yeah,
say because
you
there's
dodged the
nothing, and
bullet.
that's why I named the letter what I said. Get help immediately. Because there's nothing else to say. I don't even talk about the other bullshit that you're talking about and that nonsense you're talking about. Go seek help immediately because this has nothing to do with him anymore. This is all about you. So, Miss Bookworm, if you
37
want to
act
answer, but that's
I
my
mean,
commentary on this.
you're 37 years old acting like a 17-year-old. This is unacceptable. And you have children. It's just unacceptable. That's it. That's it.
Mm. And V
Damn.
says she ain't answering.
Damn. Cause like
And I said what I said. I meant it.
you're
I'm
almost
not.
40. You're almost 40. Like what's going on here? What are we talking about? Why are you acting like this? What are you watching? What TV show are you watching that makes you think that this kind of behavior is acceptable at your big ass age? Man,
But
go
I mean,
watch a
if we are really
documentary.
honest, we see people holding on to relationships that are like their kids turn 20 years old, and Bobby is walking you down the aisle at 20 for the first time because you decide to marry your hospice husband, who was really your man at first, and he wasn't on hospice until he got there, because now he saw that you could stick it out to all the bullshit that he put you up with. So I mean, that's why I'm answering the question, the letter, because I want ladies, I want you, nieces, I want you to stop this. I want you, I'm not saying you're as crazy as this crazy ass bitch, but I want you to stop this nonsense of thinking that why would you continue with somebody and you got two kids by that person and he hasn't committed to anything.
I
And
don't
that
need
he
no
gets to
disrespect.
conveniently keep coming back and forth. It's ridiculous.
Y'all don't even
Wait.
live together. Y'all are
What were you
out here
saying,
dating
V?
other people. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
This the part I don't understand. Y'all don't even live together. Y'all out here dating other people,
For the
and
fun of
after
it.
two kids, and the man still ain't living with you. Forget the ring on the finger. Like I could see if the man was living with her and had been living with her all this time, and then they broke up, and he found another woman like 6 months in. Like, I'm not answering this question. I'm not answering this letter because you need a psychiatrist. Don't even stop at the psychologist. Go straight to the psychiatrist. You need some drugs. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm being judgmental right now. I am. I'm human.
She asked. She asked.
I
She
cannot.
wrote.
This don't make
She
no
wrote the
sense to
letter, and
me.
this
I
is what
just
she getting.
like
There,
I don't
that's it.
I don't understand like where the delusion is coming from.
It's childish
Y'all ain't even
behavior.
shacked up. Like if you were shacked up, I could maybe see how you maybe thought that there was a chance that y'all was gonna
Listen,
get
there's a bunch
married
of
at some
delusional
point.
people.
Anyway, if you want the three aunties to answer a phone,
There's
I
some
mean
people living
a
in
letter for
delusion. I
y'all,
don't know what else to say.
then feel free to DM us or email us. I mean, after my commentary, you probably like, I'm not asking them shit, but whatever. I said what I said. Three aunties and a mic at gmail.com or three aunties and a mic on any social media platform. The three is spelled out THREE. Um, as always, thank y'all for tuning in. For our newbies, don't be a stranger. Like us on DM us and follow us on your favorite streaming platform. Follow us on YouTube so that you don't miss a single episode. For our nieces and nephews that are constantly holding us down, we love you. Thank you. Ladies, Miss Bookworm Weekday is always a pleasure. Until next time, peace and love.
We love you, nieces and
Smooches.
nephews.